Hi, welcome back to A Year of Mindfulness. This is week 2, and our tip for this week is still about mindfulness, but it's with a little bit of a twist. So we're then thinking about times when we eat mindlessly. And so I was recently reading this book, and it's by Mindless Eating by Brian Wainsick, and he recently shared a lot of tips about mindless eating, and many of which I knew, but there were 2 concepts that really resonated with me and things that I hadn't necessarily heard of or implemented into my life. And so the first one is he talked about only being 80% full. So when we get to be 100% full, it increases our risk of acid reflux, it makes us uncomfortable, and we just eat too many calories than we need. But if we consume 50 to 60% calories, then we're going to feel deprived, we're going to feel like we have food scarcity, it might trigger binging or overeating later. And so he said really finding that 80% is key, because 80% fullness will keep me full until my next meal without making me feel deprived. And so the more I've thought about trying to do that, the more successful I've been. I noticed when I was paying attention to my body and trying to be 80% full that I was able to enjoy my smoothie, but I noticed that when I ate my smoothie I was overly full, and so then I went ahead and started trying to measure my portions so that I had less smoothie, so I wasn't getting overly full. Because when I calculated my calories on my FitnessPal, I noticed that I was consuming 500 calories in one smoothie just for breakfast. And so the other thing that really resonated with me is he talked about it was basically a math principle that was just so overwhelming to me. It just was like an aha moment. He basically just said 100 calories equals 10 pounds a year. So whether you're cutting down on 100 calories or whether you're mindlessly eating 100 calories, you're either gaining 10 pounds or you're losing 10 pounds. And I find that sometimes I follow my FitnessPal app and I will calculate it so I lose 2 pounds a week, and I'll be so structured and I'll follow it perfectly. And then after a few days, I get off track and I eat too many calories, and then I have a what the heck moment and I eat too much, and then I feel like I have to start over. And so I think just losing 100 calories is so much more doable. And I feel like when I do the MyFitnessPal, I'm always trying to lose the same 2 pounds over and over throughout the whole month. And so I thought, if I could just eliminate 100 calories, it would be so much easier, because there's 100 calories that I mindlessly eat throughout the day. And so one of the stories I was thinking about over Christmas is I had made some cookies, and all day at work I was thinking about those cookies and how I wanted to eat those cookies. So I came in and I had too much to bring in with one trip. So I went in my first trip, I dropped off my bags, and then I went and grabbed a cookie, and I'm sitting there chewing it, and I walked out to grab the second set of bags, and I immediately thought, you know what, I'm not even enjoying this cookie. I'm eating a cookie, and it's probably 120, 150, 200 calories, and I'm not even enjoying it. And so just find yourself in those moments where you're catching yourself eating that stale bag of chips just because they're in front of you, or whatever that mindless moment is where you consume 100 calories. And if you're going to enjoy a cookie, stop and enjoy the cookie, but don't eat it mindlessly where you've consumed 150 calories and didn't even enjoy it. So that's the tip for this week. So try to pay attention to when you mindlessly eat, and try to mindfully eat, and see if you can work on that. So that's your tip for this week. So thank you for joining me in A Year of Mindfulness, and Happy New Year and good luck. Talk to you next week.